Hello, and thanks for joining me on Conversations with Alice. I am Alice Agada. Today, our conversation will be centered on self-accountability. We are going to learn about self-accountability and how we can imbibe and inculcate this virtue into our daily lives. Self-accountability is the act of taking responsibility for one's own actions, decisions, and outcomes. It means being accountable to ourselves and holding ourselves to a high standard of integrity, honesty, and personal growth. To practice self-accountability, you must first acknowledge and own up to your mistakes and shortcomings. This involves reflecting on your actions and accepting the consequences of your choices. It also requires being proactive in seeking solutions to correct any negative outcomes. Self-accountability is important because it helps us to become more self-aware and empowers us to make positive changes in our lives. It also cultivates a sense of personal ownership and control over our outcomes, leading to a greater satisfaction and success. Self-accountability means taking responsibility for your life and your actions, holding yourself to a higher standard of personal integrity, and striving for continuous improvement and growth. Insecurities, shortcomings, self-awareness, individualism, self-development, and actualization are all connected to self-accountability, in the sense that they are all crucial elements in personal growth and taking responsibility for oneself. Insecurities are feelings of uncertainty or self-doubt about oneself or one's capabilities. They may be related to physical appearance, intelligence, social skills, or any other aspect of one's personality or behavior. Insecurities can affect a person's mental well-being, leading to anxiety, depression, and other psychological problems. Insecurities can hinder self-accountability by creating self-doubt and fear of failure. When we let our insecurities dictate our actions, it becomes difficult to hold ourselves accountable for our choices and actions. Shortcomings are weaknesses or areas where one falls short compared to others. This can include a lack of skill or knowledge in a particular area, or difficulty in communicating effectively, or not being able to meet certain expectations. Shortcomings can be perceived as negative, but they can also be opportunities for growth and self-development. It is important to be aware of one's shortcomings and work towards overcoming them. But it is also important to acknowledge and appreciate one's strengths and achievements. Shortcomings, which are areas where we may fall short or have weaknesses, are essential for self-accountability. Recognizing our shortcomings allows us to take ownership of them, develop strategies for improvement, and hold ourselves accountable for addressing them. Self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand your thoughts, emotions, and behavior. It involves being conscious of your individuality, including your strengths, weaknesses, values, and beliefs. Being self-aware is an important attribute that can lead to personal growth and success. It allows you to identify areas in which you need to improve, which can lead to more effective decision-making and better relationship with others. Self-awareness can be developed through reflection, self-evaluation, and seeking feedback from others. It is a lifelong process that requires honesty and willingness to examine oneself, but it can lead to greater self-confidence, resilience, and well-being. Self-awareness is the foundation of accountability. It involves understanding our thoughts, emotions, strengths, weaknesses, and behaviors. When we have a deep understanding of ourselves, we are better equipped to hold ourselves accountable for our actions and take responsibility for the consequences. Individualism is a social and political philosophy that emphasizes the moral worth and agency of the individual person rather than the collective or societal group. This philosophy stresses the importance of personal autonomy, freedom, and equality, as well as the responsibility of individuals to make their own choices and pursue their own goals. Individualism places great value on individual rights and liberties, such as the right to free speech, freedom of religion, and the right to own property. It also emphasizes the importance of individual achievement and success, and the belief that individuals should be judged based on their own skills and merit, rather than their social or economic background. Individualism emphasizes the importance of self-reliance and taking responsibility for our own lives. When we embrace individualism, we recognize that we are solely responsible for our choices and actions, and we become more inclined to hold ourselves accountable. Central to the concept of individualism is the idea that every person is unique and has their own special talents and abilities, which should be developed and cultivated in order to achieve personal fulfillment and contribute to the overall progress and prosperity of society. Self-development refers to the practice of intentionally cultivating personal growth and improvement by acquiring new knowledge, skills, and experiences that help individuals achieve their goals and fulfill their potential. This can include physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual development. The purpose of self-development is to enhance one's self-awareness, self-esteem, and create a better understanding for oneself and others. Self-development is the process of improving oneself, while self-actualization is the end goal of this process, which involves reaching one's full potential and living a fulfilling life. Self-accountability is crucial in self-development, as it requires us to set goals, create action plans, and hold ourselves accountable for making progress. Actualization refers to the process of reaching one's full potential by fulfilling one's unique purpose and using one's innate strengths to achieve personal goals and contribute to the world. This was identified as one of the fundamental needs outlined by Abraham Maslow in his hierarchy of needs theory, where he represents the highest level of self-fulfillment and personal growth. Actualization refers to the process of becoming the best version of ourselves. It involves working towards achieving our full potential and living a fulfilling life. Self-accountability plays a vital role in actualization, as it requires us to take ownership of our goals, actions, and progress towards self-improvement. In summary, insecurities, shortcomings, self-awareness, individualism, development, and actualization all intersect with self-accountability. They provide the groundwork for recognizing our responsibilities, reaching our potential, and taking ownership of our choices, actions, and personal growth. Accountability can be described as the act of taking responsibility for one's behavior, action, and inactions. It is the ability to accept the liabilities and consequences of one's behavior, or the willingness to be open and honest with yourself in the assessment of your choices and decisions in life. Relating this to destructive behaviors and habits, it is important to gain a genuine perspective of the correctness or otherwise of your actions and activities. And in order to do this, you must first permit yourself to be completely vulnerable to yourself. As ridiculous as it may sound, individuals find it extremely difficult and challenging to be honest with themselves. especially in regards to their intentions and the resulting consequences. People often find it less intensive to be honest about their behavior towards other people than they are to themselves. You are the only person that can adequately or effectively confront yourself about the genuine incentives that propels you to engage in certain activities. You are also in the best position to evaluate your approach to the situations you encounter. It will be helpful to first tackle the destructive habits and behaviors that make you indulge in harmful practices that cause impairment in your value as a person. These destructive and harmful behaviors and practices can include untrustworthiness due to deceitful behavior, laziness and unreliability from failure to deliver on assigned tasks and duties, unprofessional and unethical behavior in your associations, communities, workplace, or institutions, blame shifting and denials instead of open-mindedness to constructive criticism and overindulgence and self-gratifications. A helpful method of self-accountability is to set realistic and realizable goals and objectives. This can be achieved through thoroughly assessing your strengths and weaknesses in order to identify and ascertain the areas or fields where you are naturally gifted or where you can achieve skills to thrive, so that you can invest your time, energy, and effort into its realization. This strength and weakness assessment will also highlight your shortcomings in order to make the necessary adjustments and changes that are needed for your improvement and efficiency. When you successfully identify fields where you truly believe that you can be prosperous, you need to make a commitment to yourself to be dedicated and unwavering in its pursuit. You also need to be constantly aware of your shortcomings and deficiencies. This is crucial for your decision-making and avoidance of known pitfalls. Procrastination and doubts run away completely from these dubious twins. They will waste your time and stop you from attaining your full potential. Procrastination is the act of unnecessarily postponing and delaying tasks, assignments, and responsibilities, even when you are aware of its consequences. It impedes an individual from attaining meaningful progress and growth, because instead of vigorously attending to responsibilities that may be unpleasant, difficult, or boring, an individual devotes their time and energy on somewhat meaningless but enjoyable activities. Procrastination is an enabler of self-sabotage and a notorious impediment to self-accountability. Please never indulge in it. Doubt is also a hindrance to self-accountability. It is easy for an individual to be unmotivated and unproductive when they have little or no confidence in their abilities and capabilities. Any chosen endeavor can be daunting, but an individual will not be able to actualize anything purposeful if they do not make an attempt. You must encourage yourself to test yourself. If you don't succeed, you will learn valuable lessons that might guarantee success in the future or another endeavor. If you are overridden with doubt and make no attempt, you will surely remain stagnant and helpless. So give it a try. You must also be ready to take ownership of your life by being accountable to yourself or to others. You must recognize that your life is ultimately a product of your choices. Therefore, you must try not to place the blame for your mistakes and issues on other people or external circumstances. You must also know that in contrast to other people's choices and actions, the only thing you have control over is your own. Self-accountability also entails being able to concentrate on and carry out your objectives. This is because you are aware that your commitments are a reflection of your character. You are encouraged to take your goals and objectives seriously. And each time you fail to accomplish a task or maintain a commitment, you must search for the lesson in that situation to help you in the future. It will be a lot more difficult to work on your personal growth if you do not know how to accept responsibility for your actions. You will never change or evolve as a person because you are always looking for an explanation for why something didn't work out, a reason for why you were not successful, or someone to blame when something goes wrong. One of the most crucial qualities for a successful and meaningful profession, relationship, and life is self-accountability, but many individuals grapple with it. What are the personal developed principles and guidelines that shape you? Are you a dependable and responsible person or a good teammate? These are traits of very responsible individuals. Let's keep the conversations going. See you next time and bye for now.